Look, when people think of Oklahoma, most people think Oklahoma is nothing more than some flat land, some tornadoes, and some cowboys. But here's the truth. It really is one of the most affordable, fast-growing, and one of the more underrated places to live into the U.S. So if you're thinking about moving to Oklahoma City in 2025, look, I get it. Out here, the quality of life is great, right? The home prices are still below the national average, and the traffic. People coming from the East and West Coast, they call their families and they're bragging about how short their commutes are here as if they're getting years of their life back. Now, you've probably been Googling what are some of the best suburbs to live out here? What are some of the best schools and some of the best food spots? But here's what you're going to quickly find out whenever you move out here. Living out here feels completely different than just any research you could ever do online, right? Like, why is Sizzletel Park one of the go-to places for people to hang out during the week and also on the weekends? What are some of the best rooftop bars? What are some of the new food restaurants that's coming out here? And when you look up and you see all these cranes, you'll start to ask yourself, what's really going on out here? And why are some of the developments popping up all over the city? Look, this video isn't just another cookie cutter video, right? I'm going to show you what it really feels like once you're out here building out your new life and your routine. And by the end of the video, you'll know whether Oklahoma City is the place that you should call home or if you should just stay put. So there's going to be a moment a few weeks after you move in and all your bags are packed up where it really hits you like, wow, I'm really in Oklahoma City. You're probably going to be grabbing your coffee, you jumped in your car, you hit I-35, you pull off and you head into work and you're meeting these new coworkers for the first time. And that's when it really hits you like, wow, my life really has just shifted. Your whole routine is going to be completely different, right? Where you're shopping at is now different. The gas stations are different. Where you're going to get to work is different. The traffic is completely different. And that's when it's really going to hit you. Oklahoma City isn't just this dot on the map, this place that you research. It is now a part of your lifestyle and a vibe, and you've got to learn it. Because here's one of the things you're going to learn about Oklahoma City. Where you decide to live just doesn't decide your address. It also decides your lifestyle. And listen, so when you first move out here, one of the first lessons you'll learn is drive time isn't necessarily the biggest factor when you move out here. Everything is going to be 20 to 25 minutes, and each neighborhood has its own life and its own restaurants and everything you need, right? You're going to have your grocery stores, you're going to have your shopping, you're going to have your gas stations and things like that. But no matter where you live, if you need to get to the airport, it's going to be 20 to 25 minutes unless you're living right next to the airport. And that doesn't matter if you're living in North OKC or if you're living in South OKC. It's all going to be 20 to 25 minutes. And since these commute times are so short, you'll quickly realize this isn't the biggest factor for you out here. Listen, one of the biggest truth bombs that no one's going to tell you until you move out here is the suburbs are really outside of the Oklahoma City metro. So let me break this down for you in a way that you can really see it. The Oklahoma City highway infrastructure is really shaped in this U form, right? And 95% of the new construction is being built outside of that U. And that's going to put you into the suburbs like Edmond, Yukon, Mustang, Moore, Norman, Piedmont. And these are the type of neighborhoods where communities are getting built, but there's still super close access to the highway. But what you'll notice about these suburbs is each one really does have a life of its own. For instance, if you're living in Edmond, you really don't need to go outside of Edmond for anything. Your shopping, your food, your fun, your entertainment is all going to be there unless you're deciding to go downtown Oklahoma City and just enjoy Sizzletel Park or maybe one of the food districts. But let's say you want to live in like Yukon or Mustang. What you'll find out is that you'll be sharing a lot of the same amenities that you may need. You may find yourself living in Yukon. Every now and then you might find yourself shopping or doing some entertainment activity out there in the Mustang parks. Since everything is so close to each other, it's not the biggest deal, but most of your life is going to be in that suburb that you decide to move to. So what am I really saying here? The short commutes really contribute to this laid-back lifestyle that you're going to have out here in Oklahoma City. I mean, the highways are going to take you maybe a week for you to figure out. After that, you'll know exactly which highways are going to get you which part of towns and where you're really going to be doing a lot of your life at. You can quickly figure out which part of the city is going to be the best for you. And with so many options of new construction to choose from, I mean, builders are literally putting these all over the OKC metro, and I'm talking over 80 different communities being built right now as we speak. You're not going to have a shortage of which floor plan or which house is going to be the one for you. So what happens is people are going to build their life inside of like this 30-minute bubble. Well, the benefit of that's going to get you all over the OKC metro. But your schools, your gym, your grocery shopping, and that one food spot that you just love to go to all the time is really going to be inside this 5 to 10 minute radius of wherever you live. And that's just something that a lot of people moving out here just don't realize until they actually get out here. Listen, you're going to touch every city. You're going to hang out downtown. You're going to go to Edmond. You're going to eat at Birdie's. You're going to go to the Oak Tree in Oklahoma City. You're going to touch all the cities in one form or another. But it's not like you're driving all the way out just to go experience what's going on in these other cities. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to get used to out here. And that's what makes Oklahoma City one of the reasons why people want to move out here. And this is why finding the right lifestyle fit for you really matters, because choosing where you live in Oklahoma City isn't just about the square footage or the school ratings. You know, where you choose to live literally shapes your daily lifestyle. So are you the type who wants quick access to the artsy bars, the walkable streets, and the bigger parks, maybe some of those morning lattes with that local coffee shop nearby you? Or do you picture yourself in like a brand new home with a big backyard, top rated schools, and a slower suburban vibe in the city? You know, in Oklahoma City, your bubble builds your orbit, and trust me, it's going to shape your entire routine. So hey, if you're already picturing what your OKC bubble might look like, don't just guess whether it's Oklahoma City, Edmond, Yukon, Mustang, Norman. Reach out. Listen, my team and I would love to help you figure all of this out. So if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Freedom Johnson with the New Homes in OKC Relocation Guide, and we help people buy, build, invest, sell, and relocate right here in the Oklahoma City metro, and really giving you that boots on the ground type of information that you need, you know, bringing you the videos like this to make your move a lot easier, less stressful, so that you can have that smooth transition out here in Oklahoma City. Look, all my contact information is below in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. So if you're thinking about making that move, feel free to reach out, schedule a call, text, email, whatever's going to be the best for you. I love to help you guys relocate out here to Oklahoma City, because once you lock into your bubble, that's when Oklahoma City really starts to settle you into a rhythm. And the mornings here, they're going to be completely different depending on where you choose to live. Like take the Paseo Arts District, for example. Mornings here are alive with like joggers circling public parks, or the locals are going to be walking their dogs past artsy murals, and locals are going to be grabbing their first cup of coffee at Elemental or Harvey Bakery. It's really got that creative, intentional, walkable city type energy vibe, right? Now downtown OKC feels completely different, right? Don't be surprised if you see students leaving their lofts or the townhomes and they're headed to class. You're going to see some joggers cutting through the myriad botanical gardens for a quick workout. Might even see them out on the local park doing a workout. Locals are going to be riding one of those birds to work, and you might see someone like slow pacing with their dog down the city streets. Now over in Midtown, groups are going to be packing the house, filling up with those creative breakfast plates right before the workout. And then there's that mix of business professionals in suits. Now they're probably going to be rocking a pair of Hokas as they head into these co-working spaces, but the construction crews are already reshaping the skyline and in developments, because they're already out there like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. But if you head north into the Edmond, mornings feel really suburban and family focused. You know, kids are getting dropped off at these schools. Some of these schools are top rated. Neighbors are jogging, but they're jogging through the subdivisions. They're not walking the parks. And the professionals, they're really timing their drive to dodge that I-35 traffic. Now, if you slide over to Yukon or Mustang, mornings move at a whole different pace. Right now, it's wide open streets and there's less traffic until it's time to take the kids to schools, and parents are lined up on the main roads, and feels like everyone has a kid Monday through Friday, and the parents are then heading out to Kilpatrick to work. But that comfort of that small town feel, with it just being just 20 minutes from downtown, nobody's really complaining. And that's the beauty of Oklahoma City. Look, your mornings don't look the same everywhere. You know, they really do change depending on the bubble that you choose. But once you crack the rhythm of your neighborhood and which coffee shop is going to have the shortest lines and what time you need to leave so you can head out to work, that's when life here really starts to make sense. So now I'm curious, what's your ideal like Oklahoma City type vibe, right? You know, are you picturing yourself making those jogs through Sistertail Park? Maybe you want some of those early breakfasts at some of these downtown breakfast hubs, or maybe you want that quiet back porch life in the mornings. You know, do me a favor, drop a comment below and tell me where you see yourself having your mornings out here in OKC. Look, I don't know what it is, but it's something about cracking that code once you figure out what your lifestyle needs to look like. I know how early I need to leave to get my kids ready and to get them into school, and exactly how long I've got before I actually show that first client that property in Edmond. But what about whenever the morning rush fades? That's when Oklahoma City really starts to settle in. And if you know where to go, more importantly, when to go, you'll start unlocking a version of the city that only the locals really get to enjoy. Look, I get asked all the time, where do people hang out? And everybody knows about Bricktown and the Paycom Center and a lot of the places that you've seen on the travel blogs. But when you're living here, you'll quickly learn it's not just where to go, it's when to go. So take Bricktown, for example. On a Saturday night, it's going to be packed with some tourists. It's going to be people going out to the restaurants. You're even going to see some kids out there having fun as well. But slide in on a Tuesday evening, it's a totally different vibe. Easy parking, open tables, and bartenders who actually have time to talk. And that's when you want to go check out Culprits. It's an upscale steakhouse tucked inside the Renaissance Hotel. During the week, you can really skip the wait, dive into the menu or the steakhouse dishes with some of this Asian twist and even some sushi. And listen, do yourself a favor and get the flaming scallops. You won't regret it. Now, if you're still wanting some of that next level experience, you've got to head over to the Crown in OKC. It's one of these spots that locals whisper about. And shout out to the chef Eric Carney for this. You know, he's really known for like pushing the flavors forward and blending high-end dining with a chill local vibe. The Crown is becoming one of Oklahoma City's most go-to spots. And then there's Birdie's by Chef Kevin Lee. This is this sleek, creative, and modern design. It really is where you want to go for that elevated food and that fresh feel, playful type Asian cuisine. You can really tell this is where the city is headed. It's one of these places, like if you wanted to show off what Oklahoma City is becoming, one of the first places for dining you want to take people is going to be at Birdie's. And finally, let's not forget about the mornings though. You know, if you're talking breakfast, head over to Milo's off of Class and Curve. It's a local staple. It's really inside of this hotel, and I think it's one of these places that a lot of people just don't really think about unless you really know where to go eat breakfast at. It's the kind of place where it's going to be packed out on the weekends, but if you catch it between like 9 and 11 o'clock during the week, you're going to have your own isolated space. You might even feel like this is going to be the place where you're not only going to eat breakfast, but you might end up just working, networking, and grabbing a cup of coffee while you're there as well. And last but not least, we can't forget about Cafe Cacao. This is one of the places where if you've been in Oklahoma City one time and talked to one friend, they're going to tell you about Cafe Cacao. Now, during the weekends, it's packed. I'm talking like you're going to see lines waiting outside. Today is even just during the week, and it's about 11 o'clock right now. I just drove by, and it was still packed. There's always a demand for this type of food. It's like this Latin Guatemalan breakfast plate, fresh juices, and legendary pancakes. And no matter where you are, this is a place that you absolutely want to visit if you're going to even just spend just a weekend out here. And between all these places, you'll quickly understand why Oklahoma City is really on the come up, and a lot of people need to know about it. And here's the thing, that's what you're going to love about the city. It's not just about knowing about where to go, but also when to go and finding some of these little hidden gems that you're not going to find up on a travel blog. Now, it's just not about the food or the neighborhoods either. You know, Oklahoma City really does know how to put on a public event. A lot of these are going to be in Scissortail Park in downtown, but also in some of the local neighborhoods. And here's some spots that you really need to know about if you're thinking about moving out here. Take Scissortail Park, for example. Weekends are going to bring things like farmers markets, live concerts, some family events. But if you catch it on a weekday, it's this beautiful downtown green space where locals bring their dogs or just to enjoy the skyline. Not too far down the street, you've got the River Sport District, right? This is going to give you some of those whitewater rafting, kayaking, some of that zip lining. It's really one of the only places in the city that has that outdoor adventure right within the city. And then not even 10 minutes down the road, you've got the new O'Connor Resort. Now, this is going to be like an entertainment hub. It's going to have indoor water park and an outdoor water park for you guys as well. And when you add in the food, the spa-like environment they've got there, and you've got the museum just walking distance from there, you can really see that Oklahoma City is developing. And the best way I could put it is it's coming with intention. Well, let's not forget about the lakes. You've got Lake Arcadia, you've got Overholser, and you've got Lake Hefner Park, you know, so whether it's boating, paddle boarding, biking the trails, or just catching the sunset over that water, these spots in OKC that really balance the urban life and that outdoor escape that you're probably looking for. But listen, why OKC can really feel like home? It's because a lot of these places that you're going to find, you're not going to see them on your travel blogs. It's going to be when you come down here and just experience it for yourself, you really see what I mean. All right, so let's say you picked your metro now. You found your bubble and you're building your new routine. But here's the part that no one's going to warn you about. Some of the things in Oklahoma City are going to come with some surprises. Some of them are good and some of them are annoying. But together, that's what's going to make Oklahoma City for you. For example, the heat. I'm not talking about these summer vibes. I'm talking about when it gets hot. Most of the time, you're going to be stepping outside, and if you're preparing for that morning run, you're going to be second guessing if you should take it if you didn't take it by 10 a.m. Then there's the yard situation, right? Everybody dreams of that big, beautiful Oklahoma lawn, and I get it. But what no one's going to tell you out here is that the grass grows fast. You know, one week is going to be looking for steam, and the next week you're going to have to call that lawnmower guy. Best thing I can tell you is make sure that you get a good lawn guy who's worth every penny. Pretty soon you'll be figuring out that even those guys will want to cut the yard before 9 a.m. And if you're going to take that run, just trust me, you want to make it. Some people are going to say 10 a.m. I'm going to change that and say maybe before 8:30. But there are some good surprises too. Like you could take the new development, the Oaks in Oklahoma City, for example. This is like this vibrant new development. The energy honestly is really laid back. And at the same time, you can enjoy some live music, some rooftop patios, and a mix of some of the restaurants. And they just finished up Restoration Hardware, so they've got some great dining out there as well. And it really is making Oklahoma City like one of the go-to places. This is going to be the type of place where if you don't want Restoration Hardware, but you want fine Mexican dining like Macero's, you can enjoy that out there. You can still enjoy the Central Park that they have out there. Everything is turf out there. You don't have to worry about itching too much, but right across you've got the mall and the Cheesecake Factory. And this is the place that's kind of becoming one of the entertainment hubs out here in Oklahoma City. You might be leaving work and suddenly you might get a text from a friend to say, hey, let's go to an Oklahoma City Thunder game. Next thing you know, you're driving downtown looking at a sea of blue. Everyone's wearing an SGA jersey. And that's when it really hits you like, I'm really in Oklahoma City now. Maybe you want that quiet suburban neighborhood type lifestyle. You know, food trucks are going to be coming out here a lot of times. A lot of these brand new subdivisions have HOA, so they're doing a lot of events with food trucks trucks, and you might end up hanging out at one of the food trucks, grabbing a lobster roll, hanging out with a couple friends, swapping numbers, and starting to build your own tribe. And that's the thing about Oklahoma City. It really is packed with like these little moments that just sneak up on you and just really start to make you feel like you're building out your home out here. But here's something important to remember. Where you decide to live, that's when you're really building your Oklahoma City story. So let's talk about where people actually settle down and call home, because the blogs and the internet are only going to tell you half the truth. So if you're searching from out of town, you might only see the flashy stuff like downtown, Bricktown, or Edmond. Now those places are good, but it's not for everybody. Since Oklahoma City is so diverse, you can have this urban life or you can have this suburban life if that's something that you're looking for. And every neighborhood is going to have its own price point, its own personality, and its own lifestyle. So just know one size definitely doesn't fit all. Now, if you're single and you want some of that walkable nightlife, here's how the neighborhoods really stack up. Take a look at Midtown OKC, right? So the vibe is going to be like rooftop bars, some breweries, coffee shops, and all of these are just blocks apart. Now, for the prices, you can really expect around $200,000 to $400,000. A lot of people choose these areas because they're really polished and convenient, but your lifestyle is wrapped into your location, especially if you're thinking about working downtown. Or you can go check out Deep Deuce, right? This is really like this jazz era, kind of meets like this modern living, right? You're going to see history and you're going to see some townhomes in this area. Now, it's really close to downtown in the Thunder Arena. It's really like this dog-friendly patios with this history. Depending on your luxury level, it can go up to about $800,000, but a lot of the people choose it out here because this is where culture meets convenience, but it's really perfect for that city core vibe. Or you can check out the brand new community called the Willard District. This is like master plan community with creativity, and it's something that Oklahoma City has never really seen before. The vibe of it is really like this brand new, walkable, a lot of townhome community feels. You've got bikes, you've got grocery stores, you've got the Ferris wheel as well. Really kind of add some of that entertainment. And the townhomes are really going to range between $300,000 all the way up to $500,000. You might even see some that's a little bit larger, that's priced a little bit more. But people really choose it because it's really like this newer construction. It has this design, this flair, these colors. And it's like this fresh energy, but it's all located right outside of downtown. But if townhomes aren't your thing, and maybe you still want to be close and connected to everything, but you still want like a house, then for the singles, you might want to check out a place called Highland Point. Now, this is on the northwest side of Oklahoma City, and it's really like this gated contemporary community, right? But there's some amenities that are going to get built out there. There's going to be a pool, a clubhouse. I think the pool is already built already, but it's really like this modern suburban lifestyle with convenience. Now, the homes are going to really range between about $300,000 all the way up to about $600,000, depending on how much of a home that you want. But people are really choosing it because it really is perfect for like singles, first-time home buyers, some of these tech entrepreneurs who want to work remote, who really don't want to take care of a lot of land, but they want their brand new home. So you're getting that low maintenance, you're getting that stylish neighborhood, but you're right across the street from some more entertainment at Chisholm Creek as well. You know, so that's the beauty of OKC. You're going to have a lot of variety. You're going to have some of these midtown rooftops. You're going to have some of these townhomes. You're going to have places for a lot of these singles to live, whether it be midtown, downtown, or if you just want to be outside of that. You've got these variety and you've got so many options for you. And OKC is going to really kind of give you that upscale creative scene, a lot of this contemporary comfort, and you just got options as long as you know where to look. Now let's talk about bigger homes in this family life, because not everyone is looking to move to OKC and really want to be downtown and living in some of these townhomes, right? One of the first places, let's take Nichols Hills. This is going to be this prestigious luxury. The best thing I can explain it, you're going to have these expansive homes, manicured lawns, exclusive shopping, and the prices can climb up into the millions, but you're getting this luxury exclusivity. And the entire neighborhood is built around this golf course. And this is a place that a lot of people love to go see. Some people who don't even want to live in the area just love just driving through the neighborhood just to see all the ambiance and the luxury that's out here. But right outside of the metro, you've got Edmond, right? This is going to be spacious homes. You're going to have these top-rated schools, family-friendly subdivisions. It's about 30 to 40 different subdivisions being built right now as we speak out here in the Edmond place. And the homes are really going to range anywhere from like $300,000 all the way up to $900,000, but you do have your $1 million estates available out here as well. But then you've got Yukon, right? These are going to be still brand new homes with large floor plans. Some of them are going to be even ranging in the 200,000s up to the 500. But if you check out the Kingsridge Estates, you'll check out this brand new community, gated community, beautiful luxury homes, and it's about 5 minutes away from Lake Ophahulser. And for some of my people that want that charm and character, make sure you check out some places like the Plaza District, the Asian District, and yes, again, you can go back down to Midtown OKC, right? This is going to give you some of those older homes. You're going to see some of these creative neighborhoods, a lot of cultural high spots, and some of these houses are just historic American four-square homes and craftsmen, and you can really see some of what the great architecture used to be back in the 1900s. But you know, those aren't for everybody. Some people are really moving out here because they want that lower cost of living and they just want a quiet, peaceful place. And that's going to take you into places like Blanchard, Tuttle, Piedmont, and even deep Edmond, right? New spots even popping up like Newcastle, right? These are going to be some of these small town areas. They have huge yards, a slower pace, but it's still close to Oklahoma City. So here's the truth. Make sure that you do your homework, right? All of these places isn't for one person. There's something for everybody out here. And that's exactly where we come in. So listen, you don't have to figure this out alone. Make sure that you reach out. All my information is going to be pinned in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. Look, I live it. I work it. I'm living out here. I know what the city is like, and I love to help you find that new home out here in OKC. So let me ask you, where are you in all of this? Are you feeling like Oklahoma City could be your home, or are you still dipping your toe and trying to picture what your life will look like out here? Either way, I've got your back. If OKC is starting to call your name, whether that be today or whether it be in 6 months, make sure that you reach out. Look, I'm here to help you find the best spots for your lifestyle and really help you avoid some of these curveballs that really catch these newcomers off guard. But if you're still in exploration mode, look, no rush at all. Don't worry, I've got you. Stay tuned to the channel. I've got property tours, deep dive, showing you some of the pros and cons of what it's really like living out here in Oklahoma City. And the best part is, they're right here.